Every time we do one of these videos, we remind you that 2017 has been a cracking year for video games. Listen, we've been doing a fair bit of barrel scraping for this video, to be honest, because there's not that many games coming out in June. I'm sure we've missed something, because we always do, don't we, Jake? And they like to remind us of how and why and why we're assholes. Anyway, let's take a look at the new games coming out in June 2017.
Kicking off June, that's a fighting pun there, is Tekken 7, the latest installment in a long-running fighting game series from Bandai Namco Entertainment. Tekken 7 puts players in one-on-one battles and plays pretty much like all the other previous Tekken games. However, 2 new gameplay features are included in this title. The first is a mechanic called Rage Art, which lets players perform critical attacks when their health is low, and the second mechanic is called Power Crush. Power Crush and Rage Art. Power Crush sounds like a banned energy drink or a heavy metal band that sings it.
Power Crush!
Yeah. It's called Power Crush, which will let players keep attacking even when they are getting hit themselves. In addition to these gameplay tweaks, there is 38 playable characters at launch, consisting of fan favourites Yoshimitsu, Panda and Jin Kazama, as well as new characters like Lucky Chloe, an anime fan who dresses like a cat. Tekken 7 releases worldwide on June the 2nd for PS4, Xbox One and PC.
I mean, Rage Art just...
Power Crush, you can keep attacking when you're being attacked. So, would it just be who can press the buttons the fastest?
Yeah.
Who can press square the fastest?
Got the strongest thumb, like.
Yeah, Power Crush. Power Crush can only be topped by Rage Art. It's like they have outdone themselves.
So, however, that is basically the high point of this list. That is one of the only... That's basically the only legit new game that's coming out. So, let's have
what we've done,
we
we've put our faces on this one. Normally it's voiceover, but we've done to try and take the edge off so you don't feel as ripped off by this video.
Yeah. Okay, as promised, next up is a remaster. The WIPEOUT Omega Collection is coming to PS4 on June the 7th. So if you wanted yet another quick hit of nostalgia, then the WIPEOUT Omega Collection might be what you're looking for if you like spacey racing type games. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the series, WIPEOUT is a combat racing title set in a futuristic world where teams race anti-gravity vehicles in championships. The Omega Collection is a 4K remaster of WIPEOUT HD, WIPEOUT Fury and WIPEOUT 2048, and it features 26 circuits, 46 ships and a mix of new and old music to go along with all this content. As for game modes, the Omega Collection has single player, 2-player split screen and 8-player competitive online, which does sound pretty cool. WIPEOUT Omega Collection hits stores on June the 7th exclusively for PlayStation 4. I am kind of interested in this. I'm not a huge racing fan exactly, but I do, the sci-fi twist on it and the fact that the hovering and there's weapons and booster pads and all that kind of stuff does spice it up a little bit.
There's a lot of numbers involved. I can't remember which WIPEOUT I played. Did I play WIPEOUT 4K? WIPEOut 2048? And then even in that, there was just like there's 26 maps, 42 things. WIPEOUT Fury. It's bedazzling, that's for sure. That's what I've got.
You sound like 65 years old, mate.
So next on the list is ARMS, which is a Nintendo Switch exclusive, and it releases on the 16th of June. For you Nintendo Switch owners who desperately want some new games, and God knows you need them, ARMS is the latest new IP from Nintendo themselves. ARMS is a fighting game which stands apart from other fighting games by taking place in a fully 3D arena rather than the traditional 2D layout like Tekken 7 from earlier. The game supports up to 4 players as they use extendable arms to try and knock each other out in one-on-one matches, 2v2 and all-out brawls. ARMS is perhaps notable for its many different control methods. Players can use the Joy-Cons as motion controllers, or they can use conventional button inputs, or the Switch Pro controller. The choice is yours. ARMS is a Switch exclusive and launches on June 16th worldwide.
And next up is the big expansion for Final Fantasy XIV, Stormblood, which is on PC, PS4 and the Mac on June the 20th. Stormblood is the second major expansion for the popular MMO, and it introduces a myriad of new features to the game. First, the level cap will be raised to 70. There's also new dungeons and raids. There's new gameplay zones and the introduction of swimming and diving mechanics to the game. There's also changes to the battle system and 2 new job classes, the Red Mage and the Samurai. As for the story, it focuses on the liberation of Al Amigo and Doma from the Garlean Empire. Details are light, so that's all we know for now. Stormblood will not be coming to the PS3 version of Final Fantasy XIV, however, and it actually marks the end of support for the PS3 edition of the game.
I really like Final Fantasy XIV, actually. I had it on the PS4 and the PC. I didn't play Heaven's Ward though, because ultimately I've got too many games to play that I can't dedicate all my time to an MMO. That's the thing.
Suck up your time, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. But if I was to commit to one, it would definitely be this, and this looks like an expansion on an already great game. My brother plays a lot of Heaven's Ward and he loves it, and he's really looking forward to this one. So it looks like the fans are anticipating it. It's not another unwanted bit of extra cash getting sold out. It looks like it's been highly anticipated, and it's going to add more places to the game, and swimming, which a lot of people are looking forward to. Yeah.
Good stuff.
And finally, if starting June with a hit of nostalgia wasn't enough, then how about ending it with this one too? Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, launches on the PS4 on June the 30th, and the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is a remake of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games developed by Vicarious Visions and published by Activision. This remastered collection has been rebuilt from the ground up using Naughty Dog's original designs, but with fresh graphics, fresh music, and fresh animations put on top. So in theory, it should play like the original games, just a bit shinier. The collection also brings quality of life improvements to the games, as well as a modern save system and the ability to pause whenever you like. Ooh. The game also has support for the PS4 Pro and 4K resolution. So far, the game has only been confirmed for PS4, but vague marketing from Sony and Activision implied that it might eventually come to other platforms as well. So Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy is set to launch on June 30th for the PS4.
So this is another Sony remaster. You know, we had WIPEOUT at the start of the month, and we got Crash Bandicoot near the end.
We're sorry.
Remaster.
We are sorry. Honestly, yeah. We were looking through it, and it was like Farming Simulator 2018 was one. We decided against it, and Guardians of the Galaxy episode. Look, we are sorry. Crash Bandicoot.
And if you're angry about us not having Farming Simulator, it's Liam's fault.
Seems like it could be worth a buy. I know a lot of people who maybe put gaming behind them, but still live with someone with a PS4 or something, are like, oh, this looks cool. Is it going to be as cool as you remember it? It's definitely not. Definitely going to be just like, oh, this is kind of cool, I guess. Yeah. Bet you won't finish all 3 of them, though. Bet you.
It does kind of feel a little bit like the remake that they did for Ratchet and Clank, which is, in my opinion, one of the best remakes, remasters, or whatever we've ever had, because they did such a phenomenal job of making a decent old game really shiny and bright and vibrant, and made it work for. It's a really great looking game, and they did a fantastic job with it, and that is how it should be done. So, kind of fudging the the feeling of nostalgia, like this. Remember how bright it was, but when you actually play it, it was like nowhere near as colourful and exciting as that. But you still get the same kind of feeling from it. So this is kind of what they're shooting for here.
To try and salvage this video a little bit, so it doesn't feel like such a waste of your time. The developer did say that if this does well, that they're not going to put the idea to bed of maybe doing Crash Team Racing, maybe Crash Bash, so there could be more, so it was
worth it all along. Alright guys, let us know what game we missed out on down in the comments. I'm sure you're all furious by now. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. There's another video right here if you want to watch that, and a link to Patreon if you want to support the channel and get access to a bunch of cool stuff as well. See you next time.